Welcome back. You're still tuned in to Salam Media. We're still coming to you from the Results Operations Center. This is in Midrand at the Gallagher Estate. And we've come to the back end of our show. But something which is very, very interesting, especially with elections, is every single time there's all kinds of stats, all kinds of numbers that will always pop up at you just to give you like an interesting picture of how South Africans went about voting in this year's election. And I have one here. Which is of particular interest to us here at Salam Media, because we've been championing and coined the term the lucrative Muslim vote as we embarked on this year's election. And we got these stats. Majority of these voting stations in predominantly Muslim areas. And I'll give you the numbers, and maybe you can just decide for yourself what's been going on, in the hearts and minds of the Muslim populace in some parts of South Africa as they went out to cast their ballots on Wednesday. The first one, Fortsburg Primary School. This is a voting station. So the ANC at the Fortsburg Primary School voting station, the ANC got about 50.34% of the vote. The Democratic Alliance coming in second at 17.14%. Al Jamaa coming in third at 10.81%. And the new entrances, AM4C, getting 2.24%. So that's how Fortsburg Primary voted. Well, the people that voted at Fortsburg Primary voted on Wednesday. And then Jim Fauci voting station, the ANC at 43%, the Democratic Alliance 29%, Al Jamaa 8%, the Economic Freedom Fighters also at 8%, and AM4C at 2.4%. The Crown Reef Primary School voting station, the ANC was sitting comfortably at 62.6%, the DA at 10.99%, the EFF 5.85%, and Al Jamaa at 5.14%. John Hofmeyer, the DA at 30.31%, the ANC at 27.59%, the EFF at 15.89%, and the Patriotic Alliance at 6.91%. Lodium Community Hall. We had a very, very interesting debate in Lodium, again, discussing the lucrative Muslim vote, and it was, let's say, eventful. Evening. I'm sure if you follow Salam Media closely, you would have seen the scenes coming out of that debate in Lodium, where it was all kinds of messy, to put it lightly. Well, the Lodium Community Hall voted this way. Oh, and by the way, we had the ANCDA representatives and also Al Jamaa representatives present at that debate. The African National Congress, 58.8%. The Democratic Alliance, interesting, coming in second, 21%. And when we were there in Lodium, the representative of the Democratic Alliance was not even allowed to speak. He was chased out of the debate. Insults were hurled at him, obviously for his party's stance on what's currently happening in the ongoing genocide in Gaza. But surprisingly, well, they're sitting at 21%. We even had a ward councillor there telling us the DA is not welcomed in his ward. Is not welcome. So he decided who got to be there, and who essentially is not allowed to be there. But looking at the Democratic Alliance, they're sitting at 21%. This coming out of Lodium Community Hall voting station. Al Jamaa came in third at 6.93%. And then at the Protea Recreation Center, another voting station with a very, very healthy Muslim population, ANC 33.35%. They were first in that. Al Jamaa sitting second at 24.96%. The Democratic Alliance coming in third at 24.91%. Rise Mzansi at 3.53%. And AM4C, again, first time in the elections, gaining 1.34%. And then lastly, Nirvana Secondary School, the Democratic Alliance Democratic Alliance are leading in Nirvana Secondary School voting station. They got about 40% of the votes in that community, or the community that was voting in that station. Imagine 40%. Interesting. And the African National Congress, they were second in that voting station, Nirvana Secondary School. They got 27%, and Al Jama, they are third at 20%. So these are some of the interesting stats that I think paint a picture of some of the Muslim dominated population communities and how they voted this past Wednesday. So you can deduce what you make of it. A lot was said going into the elections. A lot of people denounced certain political parties, but the numbers seemingly painting a different picture. So yeah, interesting times ahead. Before I let you go, just to give you a quick update on the results dashboard. Let's do a quick refresh because these numbers are coming in real time, and what was on my screen might not be accurate. Okay, the voting districts completed are sitting at 56.34%. So this essentially means more than half of the voting districts have been completed when it comes to voting. That means 13,123 of 23,293 voting stations have been counted. And this is how we're sitting currently. I'll give you just the top five because, well, this is South Africa and we have a lot of political parties and I can't go through all of them. But ANC, they got 41.89% at this point. The Democratic Alliance coming in second at 23.53%. MK, New Kids on the Block, new entrants, party only formed about 6 months ago. Well, they're at 11.11%. They are third in this year's election thus far. The EFF, they're at 9.54%, which is at this point last year, they were sitting at 10.8%. The Patriotic Alliance, Gayton McKenzie, they're sitting at 2.7%. This is the latest coming out of the Results Operations Center here in Midrand. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be wrapping up the show, and we'll see you after this. Huh? You give me stats. Hmm?
إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أنذرتهم أم لم